Hello and welcome to Knife Delights. We have a special edition here on this Buck 303 Cadet. It is an advertising knife, and look at the shield there. It says Hubbard. And the best that I can come up with, there's a Hubbard feed company in southern Minnesota, and I believe that's who had this knife made for him. I did not know Buck did advertising knives such as this and would put a shield in like that, but that's my presumption. All the research I've done, I can't find any other reason why there would be a Hubbard shield in there. So I just thought I'd show here, just for kicks and grins. This is a brand new or new old stock Buck 303 Cadet. And this one is from 1995. So as you can see, this one down here has a really long nail nick to it, as opposed to like the little half moon one there. So that leads me to believe that this is probably a Camillus made buck knife, or it could possibly be a Schrade, but I believe it was Camillus. So my best guess, without really looking things up, is this is probably sometime in the 70s, early 70s or so. So there's an old one and a newer old one, if you will. So we're going to take a look here at this Hubbard, and we're going to try to clean it up just a little bit and just see what we have. Okay, as we take a look at it here, again, we got this long nail nick, and we'll pull this blade out here. You can see that this blade was well used. But that's what the tang stamp looks like. Buck 303 USA. Yeah, somebody really used this knife up. That blade's pretty chewed up, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so there's your main blade, the clip. And then here's our spay. And let's see, which blade can you see it? Well, there's some dirt and stuff, some rust on there. We need to, nope, that's what I was looking for. You can see right in here, there's some very significant blade rub going on there, because it does not want to close real well. And you can see from the sheep's foot here, it's just not closing down in there at all. So we can investigate this just a little bit. Yep, you can see that that's been sharpened way down. Look at that. This was some farmer, I'm supposing, really got a lot of use out of this blade. But if we look down in the channel here, and where's my nice flashlight? Oh goodness, I just had it. I just laid it up. Okay, I found it. I don't know about you. Do you ever do that? You just have something in your hand, you just laid it down, and then you can't find it? But look at all that stuff down in there. First thing we want to do is clean out all that pocket lint, and then let's see what we have. So we can take a little screwdriver here. A lot of stuff in here. That's my first step here. There's quite a bit of it down in here. Dirt, pocket lint. And a lot of times I start by, on an old knife, soaking it in mineral oil. But if you got a bunch of this old lint and dirt and stuff like that, it's best to try to scrape out as much of this stuff as you can, because you soak it in the mineral oil and it gets to be a real mess. So there, look at all that I got out of there. And there we go. Looks a lot better. So I don't know if this one of these blades got bent. There, that actually snapped down in there a little better. And it might have been just because it was so full of junk down in there, it wasn't closing all the way. Well, that's good news. But we got a little bit of a blemish here, maybe we can take out. And then just a little bit of rust here on the back springs. And that's one thing I really like to get rid of, is that rust. So let me get the old Dremel out here real quick. Okay, I'm just going to hit up these back springs real quick with the Dremel. You can see that rusty spot there. There's a little something there on the Velox. A little bump of something there, dried. We're just going to touch it up here real quick before we put it in our mineral oil. So here we go. Okay, got rid of some of that. So now when we do our mineral oil soak, it'll help loosen it up a little more. I can't help but notice, if you look at the saw cut there on the Delrin, you can see how smooth it is in spots. Somebody really used this knife a lot. They sure did. Okay, now next, I'll come over here and get my little mineral oil bathtub. It's not, you can see it's not totally clean. There's already a little bit of stuff, but I'm not going to change it out just for that. So let's do a soak on this for a couple hours or so, and then we'll come check it out and see what we got. Well, I removed the knife from the mineral oil, let it dry, wiped it down. You can see just by doing the soaking how it shines everything up. I just, well, there you can see the oil is still there a little bit. I just thought we'd blow the pivots out and just see if there's anything in the pivots. And you can just use a little spray can here, the canned air here. Kind of spray this out a little bit. Actually, it looks pretty clean down in there. Sorry, get back into frame here. Oh, it's actually pretty clean down in there. So my next steps are, I'm going to wipe out the channels with these cotton patches here, and then I'll use the Dremel tool. I've changed the attachment here, and I'll hit these back springs with this rubbing compound here and see if I can finish kind of cleaning them up a little bit. My purpose on this knife, this is not a show knife. It's in bad condition as far as the blades and the blade rub and everything. So I bought the knife for the historical value of that shield and the fact that this is probably a Camillus made buck. So my biggest goal here is always, and my number one goal on all these knives is make sure all the rust is gone. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Well, after doing a little bit of cleaning here and a little soaking, this is what we ended up with. Overall, it's just a little bit shinier. I got those back springs. You know, they're not super shiny. I could polish them, but I don't think there's any need to. I removed all of the rust. So the back springs there. And we got the channels cleaned out. Pretty good. I could keep working on it some, but again, this is not a showpiece. Just wanted to get it cleaned for, you know, kind of preservation purposes. So overall, this is a pretty neat knife. It's going to always have that blade rub. I might have to take a little bit off the kick here, grind that down so that that's not quite so proud. But it doesn't seem like it's rubbing quite as bad as it was. Yeah, you can see it was sharpened up there. So if I take a little of the kick off, it'll fold down a little deeper. But all in all, she came out pretty nice. Pretty neat knife with that Hubbard shield. And I'm sure you'll be seeing this knife again. So until next time, everyone, have a very delightful day.